All right, we should be live. Welcome everyone to this month's Meet a Member with Dr. Tony Monahan. So excited to have you here tonight. Tony is an artist, a writer, and a professional educator. If you guys, I gotta hold it like this so it doesn't blur it out. If you do not have this book, please put this on your Christmas list. I have this book by my desk. I have literally used it to plan vacations. It is amazing. And I cannot wait for the Turtles of the World. How is that going?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here with you. It is going very well. I'm very good at organizing and planning. So all of my hours I spend figuring out, all right, where am I going next? And that's all I do all the time. When I'm not doing artwork and working on my day job, I'm planning various trips. Who knows when I'll take them, but some of them are organized.
Tony, do you guys take any, knowing you and Joni, do you guys take any trips that don't involve turtles?
No.
Good to know. Good to know.
Actually, no, I don't think so. I went on a trip in 2019 to Alaska. I did a lot of fishing, but there was no turtles involved. I consider that my last real vacation. But yeah, no, we're working on, we have a mission and we're adding some. We're going to a place. We're going to add the site that we can see some turtles and maybe use it for our upcoming book or other projects. And the thing is, if we go to a city and we visit a zoo or an aquarium, it doesn't take the whole day to do that. First of all, I'm not looking at the giraffes and the monkeys and all that other stuff. I'm working. It's a job for me. I'm going in. I'm seeing the turtles and tortoises and getting some photos, getting some information, and then we're leaving. Sometimes I'll go to 3 places in one day. But if for example, we're planning a trip to Bermuda in the end of April, meeting up with some friends of ours that are going to be down there on a cruise ship. There's a great aquarium in Bermuda. They have several turtles. They have some tortoises. They have a whole Hispaniola and slider project going on. And they've got those Carolina terrapins that are there that somehow got across the ocean and are in Bermuda. So that's a good turtle site. But in the 3 days that we'll be there, the 4 days that we'll be there, we'll be at the aquarium for maybe an hour or two. That's it. So the rest of the time we'll enjoy ourselves like any normal vacation.
Feels like almost anywhere you go, you can work turtles in somehow.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I had a job for Framingham, Massachusetts, Framingham State University from 2016 to 2021. They would send me to a college. Sorry, they were the college. They would send me to a different country, and I would teach a graduate course for 2 weeks. So anytime I was anywhere, I would take time to go visit the zoos, aquariums. And I spent a lot of time in China, so I would visit all the little bird and flower markets and all of everything that they had there. And so everywhere I go, it's on my mind.
Yeah, and it seems like you find really cool places. I mean, I really loved your talk at the conference. Who would have thought that in Corsica there would be this massive, turtle center? It's crazy, and it seems like you find all the cool places like that.
That's what I do. I go through everything I can find to see what's where, and things change. There's places that are there and then they're gone. But I found out about that a while ago and actually went to TSA several years ago, like 4 years ago. And I ran into Pierre. I looked at his name tag and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go see you guys in Corsica. And every time I saw him, every year, he would come to the TSA and every year I would say, I'm going to come see you. So, you know, he was like, when he drove in the parking lot, when I was there, I was like, see, I'm here. So, yes, I try to find something that might be interesting to everybody, you know, not just a biologist, but for everybody.
Tony, when did the shift or the focus turn to turtles? Like, I've seen your art, and I know you did a few different things with art with turtles even before you started
Yeah,
this book. When did your shift actually change to a turtle focus?
when I was 10.
So you've been doing this has been
Yeah,
turtles the
I've
whole time.
always been a turtle guy. You know, I had some turtles as a kid. I always loved turtles. I didn't always have them because I spent a lot of time traveling and I lived overseas for a while. But I always was interested in turtles. I always had turtle books. I always had turtle T-shirts. Um,
I know. I think we're matching.
yeah. uh, the latest shift happened in 2015. It happened on February 28th, 2015. I went into the city, New York City. I just bought a camera, a nice camera, and my whole goal was that I was going to go to the New York Turtle Society and take some photos when they had their annual show. So this was in February. They had announced that there was a lecture in the city. So I went the next day, it was a Saturday. I went to the city, I went to the lecture, and it was a Peter Warney that gave the lecture. And I was just thrilled. And I took a bunch of notes and I wanted to talk to him afterwards. But after that, there was a whole bunch of people that wanted to talk to him. So I didn't get to talk to him. But I left there pretty happy. And then 9 months later, I was in an art gallery. I used to go to a lot of art openings because, you know, it's a nice meal. And I was like, you know, a single guy in New York City. So I would go to these art openings, look at the art, and then eat the food. And I was standing at the food table. I was eating, and this other guy was eating next to me. And I noticed he had a turtle pin. I was like, hey, nice pin. And I was like, I know you. You're the turtle guy. And it was Peter Warney. So just freak accident of meeting him a second time. And, you know, we traded information, we talked, and a month later, I was down in Florida at the Ashton Preserve, you know, checking out the turtles and the tortoises. And then Peter and I have been very close ever since. And he has been my main inspiration. We've done a lot of turtle trips. He heads south every winter. So we've done a lot of those type trips. And I've gotten a little bit better at photography. It's the only thing I photograph with my camera, turtles. So that was the shift, 2015. Yeah, I've been doing, you know, I've been on this track ever since.
Yeah, and what people should keep in mind is that, you know, when looking through this book, a lot of these pictures are taken, like, you know, I'm assuming that you can't see it because it's blurred, but like that's through glass.
Yeah,
And taking pictures through glass when you have zero control over the lighting or other people who are looking, like that takes a lot of skill. And the pictures in this book are beautiful.
thank you. It takes a lot of a lot of photography too. You know, you take a lot of photos and hope a couple will come out. And yeah, I've been, you know, it's just practice, a lot of work. I wear all black when I go into a place or to a site.
For the glare.
Yeah, I mean, there's things like if it's like a sill on the window, that can reflect. So I have black napkins that I put on the sill. Sometimes there's like a logo on the floor behind me, and the logo will reflect off the lights. I have to cover that up as well. Or sometimes Joni will have to hold up a black cloth behind me just to take away the glare. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And you're
No,
self-taught.
it's not. You don't
Yeah,
show up and just snap a picture and you're done. I'm sure that it
and they're
takes
moving
hours for some
objects.
of
They're
them.
moving objects.
Yes.
So,
And they might be hiding when you get there.
well, yeah, I do have a story about that. Was in the Baton Rouge Zoo, and I'd been there before, and I specifically went back a second time because they had a razorback musk turtle, and last time it was hiding pretty well, and I didn't get a good shot of it. So I was like, I'm going to get a shot of this thing. So I was heading out to over to Lafayette to meet up with Peter, and had about an hour. And I go to the aquarium building, and I see the turtle, and it's hiding. Like, so I did something that I never did before, and I never did since. So I went, tap on the glass, and a lady comes from outside, like a lady opens this door. Like, what's this door coming from? And she's like, don't tap on the glass. And then she slammed the door. And then slammed the door. All this food started flopping in the water around the tank, some food that must have been up on the edge. And the turtle got off. It's like, hey, we start to eat my shots, and I get out of there. So the one time I tap on the glass, it worked out. I wouldn't recommend it, but I had a time limitation. So, and that shot is in the book.
You must have had to sit and wait for animals to move for a while, though. I mean, I've seen you work. I saw you trying to get the Sicilian pond turtles at Chris Leone's place, and you were out there for an hour while everyone else was hanging out, maybe even longer.
Yeah, well, I got some shots from his kitchen. So I was there in last month, and so I was able to get some shots from it. Put my big lens on, and I got it through the kitchen window. Otherwise, forget about it. Yeah, I was at the Bronx Zoo a couple months ago. Anthony informed me that they had a Batagur Katuga, a red-crowned roof turtle, and I was like, oh my God. So we went down there, and yeah, we waited for about 30, 40 minutes for that thing to come up, get some breaths. So it came up, we got our shots, and we moved on. So yeah, that's what you're gonna do.
Nice.
Turtle speed.
Yeah.
So I know you've got like a week left in the semester now.
Yeah, we're heading into final exam time, and I've got a couple more lectures to give on Monday, and then I spent pretty much a whole week and a half doing grading, and put some music on in my office and do some grading, and end the penultimate semester of my life. So in the springtime it will be my last semester, and then I'm done with being an educator after 43 years. I'm good.
Congrats. Do you want to talk a little bit about your plans for when you're retired?
Yeah. So again, to continue with Mark's question, 15 years ago, I had a whole different plan. I was still going to be doing education. I was going to still do teaching. I was writing books and articles on other topics, not turtle topics. And then after the shift, I went down this hole, and I'm just doing this, and I'm very happy to do this. It's a positive thing to do, and I think that with Joni and myself, our mission is to inform the world about turtles and to let people know that they're in trouble and need our help. We're not going to be big breeders and keepers, but we're the guys that are going to go around and report on what everyone else is doing. So our job is to make you guys look good and to promote, all the types of preservation and conservation that's being done with turtles and tortoises. So we're putting together a series of books, a series of volumes of books called the World Book of Turtle Conservation. North America is pretty much done as far as the collection of materials and research. I have a couple more sites Bermuda being one of them. I'm still doing research on Guadeloupe. It's an island in the Caribbean. It belongs to France. Not an easy place to get to. But I'm still trying to get verification that they do indeed have a sizable number of turtles, or else that's a really difficult and expensive trip to go to for not see anything, or to see like a couple of species. So
Yeah.
I've
had multiple conversations with you. You have a requirement, or you try to have a requirement to visit to make these trips. Can you talk about a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, I have what's called the Steinhardt rule. It's named after the Steinhardt Aquarium in Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. It's just amazing. It's just a wonderful place to go. I didn't want to leave that out, but they only had, when I visited, they only had 5 species of turtles. And I know that in the past they've had more, but it's just an amazing place. And I figured, all right, 5 species, or else I'm not going to go, not even going to go. So I think now with when we're moving on to Europe, it's kind of boosted up to 10. So there, throughout the Netherlands, Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, Austria, they have a lot of turtles in their zoos and aquariums. They really love turtles in Europe. So, there's places that I'm seeing 60, 70 species listed in some of the places that we're planning. So, yeah, so North America is we're wrapping up, and we're going to be in Mexico in 5 weeks. So we're spending some time down there. First in Oaxaca.
This is multiple trips to Mexico for you too, right? This isn't your first one for the book.
It's not the first one for the book. I went last January as well. I've been to Mexico many times. I taught in Mexico a couple of times. So I'm familiar with a lot of Mexico. So we'll be in Oaxaca for about 9 days, and then we're going to head over to Veracruz. Oaxaca has the Mexican National Turtle Center, and they have a lot of, all the native species. And also their beaches have arribadas. So we'll be there hopefully for, baby time, babies hatching. So we've got our little collapsible buckets, and pack them and roam the beach and get some babies and take some photos and help them in the water and fight off the vultures and all that. And then in Veracruz, they have a UMA. A UMA is a government-sponsored breeding programs of endangered animals, which I think is awesome. So in Veracruz, they have the turtle one, and they're breeding, we call the Hicatee turtle, or Maui, the Mauis. So we're really excited to go there. I've got an appointment, and I've seen some videos of the place, and it looks wonderful. And then we'll hit the Veracruz Aquarium, which is the biggest aquarium in Mexico. They also have a turtle exhibit there, and then head home. It's quite an adventure, and we kind of do it that way. It's literally 6 one-way tickets. Get there and do the whole thing and come back. Yeah,
that's a lot of travel.
Yeah. To Dallas, to Huatulco, to Mexico City, to Veracruz, to Mexico City, to New York. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. Again, it's going to be a little tough because Joni's got to go to work the next day. But we actually, our flight got changed, and we had to go back on and rechange it. And it's been back and forth with airlines and rental cars and all that, because anytime you do any work overseas, you have to keep checking on your itinerary and make sure this hasn't been changed, and double check. And so we've been doing that this week. Everything looks okay right now, and we're good to go for that trip. And then we have some news. Joni's son and his wife are having a baby, so Joni going to be a grandma.
Congratulations.
So,
Nice.
yeah. And I guess I'm going to be Papa T. I think she wants me to be Papa T. So,
Is this her first
yes,
grandchild? Good
yes.
for her.
She's going to be Gma and Papa T. So our Europe trip has been pushed back a little bit to August, and then we're going to do 5 weeks in Europe. And we have most of our business in 8 countries, but we're going to dip into a couple countries for lunches and stuff. So all in all, it'll be about 14 countries to visit.
Wow.
In that wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
So
yeah,
is the plan
yeah, you go through
the plan to do
Yeah.
multiple volumes of the book that you're working on?
Yeah. So that'll be the European volume, and then
Okay.
Africa, Asia, Europe, Australia, South America.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a lot to look forward to.
Plan to keep doing this, and and
Yeah.
doing what we can do to make whatever difference we can make, and promote what people are doing. And the focus is always on the just regular person that doesn't know much about turtles, that might like turtles, might love turtles, but it's not really focused on a biologist or anything like that. We want just average person to appreciate it, and especially children. I had a man tell me recently that his son loves my book so much that he sleeps with it. I'll take that as a compliment. So
Yeah.
nice to hear. Maybe that will inspire him to go into biology or something. He gets older. Who knows? I loved my turtle books when I was a kid. So, yeah, we're going to keep doing this stuff.
And you're doing a good job of bringing to light things that maybe people haven't heard about. I know you were telling me a story at the conference about the gentleman, I think it was somewhere in Europe, and there was this turtle that was only in this one pond or this one area. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's crazy.
I sell pond turtle.
Okay.
It is it's a subspecies of the European pond turtle. It's in western Turkey, along the Syrian border, and it was in 4 ponds. And then in 2023, they had a devastating earthquake, and they lost 3 of the ponds. And there's 1 more pond, and this is Peter Frajag over in Austria. He was showing us the film, and we're watching the film, and in the pond, the dump truck is backing up and dumping all the stuff in the pond, and they're using the pond to dump the garbage. I was just flabbergasted, and he's done a lot. And he went back to Turkey recently, and he got a turtle, and he brought it to the mayor. Gave it to the mayor, and he took pictures of the mayor holding it. And the mayor is vowed to, do something about it. So that's the thing about awareness.
Yeah.
You didn't know. It's just the picture of the mayor holding that turtle was special because the look on the mayor's face, he was just so happy to be holding this thing. And so if we get people to understand these things are happening, then that's kind of what we're trying to do. Everybody likes turtles, they're beloved animals, but not everybody understands that they're in trouble.
Right. And that, as far as that subspecies goes, there's 1 pond left.
Yeah, that close to extinction.
Yeah, that close. And people just don't realize it.
Yeah, and well, thankfully he was able to take some to make a small assurance colony in Austria. So at least we have
that's
that.
Good.
It's a good thing. And I applaud anything that has to do with that. And I think that my books want to reflect everything, institutions and individuals alike. So not just what biologists are doing. Biologists, they're doing wonderful stuff. However, I kind of feel that their work is limited to the funding of their particular projects.
Yeah.
Zoos and aquariums, I think they're on board, and they serve a great purpose of showing the general public the animals of the world and their stories, and the private keepers and the breeders are really important. So all of those are going to be featured. There's a guy in the Netherlands, Nick Kramer. He's got an amazing project going. He's breeding bog turtles, and so I reached out to him, and I'm gonna go visit him. This is just a private guy that's got this amazing project going on. But again, we want to kind of highlight all of the different things. I'm going to try to get to the Vatican. We were at the Vatican in May, but we weren't able to get to the gardens. The gardens, you can only go in the morning, so you can't go beyond 11 o'clock, and we didn't arrive until then. So we weren't able to get a garden tour because of their time, but I'm going to go back to the Vatican because they have a little turtle pond. And they keep turtles, and they have a turtle sanctuary in the Vatican.
There was a movie that actually
yeah,
highlighted that.
Yes.
It's about the picking of the Pope or something like that. And I can't remember the name of the
Exactly.
movie, but there's
Conclave,
it shows the whole thing.
Is it Conclave? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Conclave. Yeah.
Conclave. Yeah.
Very interesting.
So, that would be a wonderful thing to put in the book. I mean, it's probably just sliders. I know they got red ears, they have yellow bellies, they might have some European, who knows? But they have a turtle sanctuary, and they're sacred, and these the workers at the Vatican are the keepers of these turtles. So these are little stories, like, kind of like what I had in my book, of the different smaller type places. Robert is Here fruit stand down in Florida, where it has a little zoo behind the fruit stand. There, it's got a turtle pond and tortoises and such. There's places like that. And again, part of my rule, the Steinhardt rule, is that the animals are healthy and the enclosures are clean, and it's a conservation approach. So we're not putting, I've been to some sites that I would never put in because I didn't like the condition of the place and the animals. But
so wasn't something you would want to promote, basically.
Yeah, I've been to some places that have lots of turtles, but it's like, ooh, no, thank you. It just weren't in my book. And we're really for Europe. I've got the whole site, and we went through day by day. We were going to be on each day, and when we're going to sleep on the train, and where we're staying, and how many days we're staying at each site. There's a couple sites that we're going to rent a car. Like Austria will have a car. Driving through France, we'll rent a car, because you can't take a train straight through France. You have to go. Everything goes up through Paris and back down. So like many hours out of your way. So renting a car to go straight across is probably the best way.
Now you do most your documentation or documenting is with keepers, facilities, stuff like that. Do you do anything with wild animals? I know you just said you're going to take some photos of the hatchling sea turtles and stuff like that, but you don't go out and try to find Western.
Yeah. So, and this time around, we're going to be, and I did have a section on projects and programs in the Turtle Lovers Guidebook. So we're just kind of expand that a little bit more and go into different projects and programs. And a lot of these projects are, in the wild. So yeah, we'll kind of touch upon these. It's not like if somebody's got a big project or program, I don't know if it's necessary for me to actually visit, but I certainly want to write about it and report on it, because a lot of times these people that are running these projects, they're looking for volunteers, they're looking for donations, and you're not going to get that if nobody knows what's going on. So
yeah. Like
the Turtle Lovers Guidebook, I'm looking to make a directory of what's going on, what's happening in the world of turtle conservation. And the zoo and aquarium part is, for me, it's a way for the visitors to participate. You know, the book shows, oh, this zoo has these turtles, or this aquarium has these turtles. The reader can go and, like you said, you took it on a trip, and you're a participant by visiting the sites and on the play in the book. So
what's really impressive is that you are trying, I mean, even without trying, you're literally trying to build the bridges that we need between the private keepers, the AZA zoos, the conservation. Even without trying, you've actually attempted to try to build these bridges so that we can start working and communicating together, which is really impressive.
well, I'm working on an article, and it's based on a concept that Peter came up with. He calls it anthropronatural conservation. And he mentioned it one time, and I was like, wait, what was that? Anthropronatural. What he said was the problem with turtles is all because of humans. Negative human interaction caused all this problem. You know, taking them from their native places and pets and all that. So, the problem with the decline in turtles is definitely and directly related to humans. So what he means by anthropronatural is positive human interaction designed to help. So I think, I really like the concept. So I had an idea, is like, we should kind of celebrate the people that are doing good work, that are not biologists, that are not collecting a paycheck, that are doing good stuff to save turtles and to help turtles. So we're going, the article is going to explain the concept a little bit, and then I've got some scenarios that we're going to write about. And we got the Leones down in New Jersey doing the Terrapin Initiative. They're not getting a paycheck for that.
Yeah.
Got my friend Chase Pirtle down at Ashton doing all kinds of wonderful stuff for the gopher tortoises. We got a guy up in Cape Cod, Michael Musnick, that's doing box turtle surveying, and the work that he's doing is really important, because what happened up there is all the cranberry old cranberry companies have headed out of town and left their lands. They're not doing cranberry bogs anymore. And cranberry bogs is like, you flood it. And that's, so it's a whole thing. And I have these empty bogs, this land, and they have town meetings, and the town's like, we want to build a recreation center, we want to build swimming pools, we want to build tennis courts and basketball, all this stuff. And Michael Musnick comes in and said, hey, here's the old native turtles that live there, and they're endangered and they're protected. And, they want to have him arrested because he's coming in with information, and he spends his time finding all the box turtles and putting radio transmitters on them. And he doesn't get any money for that. And there's also the work that is being done with captive bred. So I'm going to talk about Ralph Till, the work he's done with the Egyptians, and then bring in the whole Clemani insurance colony and talk about that as well, which, Mark, you're included in that.
It's a passion project for sure, and Ralph is leading the charge.
Yeah, and so I'm just waiting for a couple of quotes here and there from some people. I reached out to Daniel Parker about the benefits of captive breeding, and we're going to get some quotes from Casey Leone about working with the terrapins. And we're pretty much, got the way I write, I've got a lot of pages. I just need to cut everything down to, sizable, a smaller number of words. But working on that, I'm pretty happy about that, because a lot of times these individuals aren't getting recognized when they should. Maybe they're not a biologist, maybe they're not getting a paycheck, but look at all the great stuff that they're doing.
Yeah.
As Anthony would call it, turtle heroes. They're out there, and there's many of us wearing that cape. So
yeah,
and it's not necessarily just the AZA facilities and conservationists. There's a lot of people helping turtles across the street and everything else to make a better world for us.
And sometimes it's people who don't even have turtles of their own, like Tony, who are out there spreading the word and bringing awareness, and just as much of a turtle hero as everyone else.
Well, and the need is that big. The problem is huge, with the largest most vulnerable group of animals in the world. And so we need everybody, and we need all the help we can get. So, and I also see like a paradigm shift from people that were like they call pet keepers or like collectors, like baseball card collectors, to I think the TTPG has kind of led this paradigm shift for now that people are serious and they mean what they're doing. They're talking about preservation. And so I don't see a bunch of pet collectors. I see people really working on this problem, with the colonial propagation program and all of that stuff. I think it's something that I just want to promote.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there with programs like the Connexus Working Group,
Right.
and CAP, and there's just a lot of us out there that have created these little individual groups to try to do things better in the right way and put the spotlight on the right things that we're doing. Turtles have it hard. They're eaten, they're losing their environment, they are slow to mature, they don't reproduce fast.
Right.
They have a lot of challenges, and I don't think they're going to be able to fix it by themselves. So we need to step in many, many ways. It's preserving their environment. It is conservation. It is possibility captive breeding and release at one day. I know we say, oh, we can't do that. We can't release animals, but one day they're going to want somebody's animals. One day it's going back. One day it's going to be the wild horses and the oryx. It will be a turtle one of these days. And if we on the captive breeding side or conservation side or anything want to do it right, we got to keep records and we got to do it the right way on our end so that the animals that we are producing and the animals that we are working with may one day make it to where they need to be. And it's us doing better.
Yeah. And I just have to make a point that I know Michael would make if he was here. He's always big on, it doesn't have to be the super rare, super sexy animals. It doesn't have to be the radiateds, the spiders, every turtle species needs someone to be their champion and to breed them. Cause look at Russians. Like Russians were the throwaway pet store turtle. And, people be like, why do you breed Russians? You can get them cheap at the pet store. Well, now they're not going to be coming in. So we need people like Katie, who is working hard to captive breed them and produce them. So you never know what's going to be that next species that just they're gone in the wild. They stop coming in, whatever. So they kind of all need our help.
Yeah, look at the sulcata. It's endangered and missing in many of its natural habitat. But yes, we consider them a pest or nuisance species here, but they're an amazing turtle or tortoise if you can dedicate the right space and the right environment for them. So, we poop on red ear sliders a lot, but I own 3 red ear sliders and I love them. Would I recommend them to anybody? Probably not, but the right person, they're out there. But I think we're getting off topic. Let's get back to Tony. I'm sorry about that.
There's no bad turtles, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, and like I said, Tony, you're bringing a light to everything, not just one side of it, and you're trying to build that bridge, which is very impressive, and I applaud you for that very much so.
Well, thank you. I think that I came in this with an outside perspective, and I've been to the TSA conferences, I've been to the Herpetological Conference, and to the TTPG, to the European Turtle Alliance. And so I've been to everything. So I'm aware of what everyone is doing. And I think that everyone, they're doing wonderful things, and we need to accept that we need everybody to be on board with this.
We're not all going to see eye to eye, but you're right. We need to be on. We need to see
moving in
everyone's
the same
perspective.
direction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
So
just think
I
about
know.
just
I was
the-
going to say another way that you bring awareness is through your art, and you do have an art show coming up. When is that?
I just requested a date today, it's going to be in the spring.
Okay.
I'm kind of guessing it's going to be in April, but maybe it might be a little earlier than that.
Where at, Tony? Do tell.
In New York. Yeah.
In the city.
Yeah. So
You're going to make me go to the city. Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Tony. Thank you. Anthony, if you're on here, we're carpooling.
We'll get all the details. I was a little busy this week doing my Christmas cards, so I was able to just get the bio to them today, and I gave them a copy of the Badger article about my artwork, so they have that information, and I requested dates and all that stuff, so we'll let you know.
So, interesting fact about Tony. Did you know Tony has art that was a great art caper? Yeah. Tony, tell us the story on this one. I love this story. It's really fun.
Yeah, it was the main piece. The art piece was called Spotted Space, and it featured like 35 spotted turtles. And my artwork is all paper, mat board, held together with nuts and bolts and things like that. So it was featured on the invitation to the opening. And so it was the featured piece of the exhibit, I guess. And it was stolen from the gallery.
Like, was it stolen on opening day or?
No, it was up for a while and then gone. And they did a thorough investigation. It's like missing, presumed stolen. And they paid me a lot of money for it, but I made the piece for my daughter, and I'll never see it again. And I just made the piece. It was the last piece I made before the exhibit, so I just made it, had it photographed, and put it in a frame. So I literally had it for a week before it was gone. Yeah.
That's still, I mean, your art's so good, someone took it.
Well, I have a better story. You know, my Turtles All the Way Down piece, they have a digital image of that art piece on the OSIRIS-REx NASA space probe out in space. I think it's like 40 million miles away from the Earth at this point. So I have artwork off-world.
That's pretty cool.
Incredible. Come on.
Not many people can say that.
That's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
You're out of this world, man.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So I have a couple pieces that I'm working on now. I have an art piece I'm trying to finish that I started in January of 1998. So 29 years ago, I'm trying to finish the piece. And it's a big piece. And it's got 64 turtles.
Wow.
So I have 64 paper turtle shells. So,
Your hands must get cramped.
this is 7 hours. This is a 7-hour job right here.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned that you worked on a piece from the sea turtle that was born, either was it blind or no eyes?
Yeah.
Is that going to be in the show?
Yeah. Oh my God. So that's a photo collage that I made.
Okay.
So I do photo collages. I do paper structure. I do some paintings. Paintings I'll do in the summer because you can't really do papers and glue and in the summertime when it's humid out. So, I'll go out and back and do some paintings. But I'm really attracted to the photo collage because it's based on photography. And um, this particular piece is a little turtle, and it's about this big, 4 months old, green sea turtle. It's blind. It's got a little bit of a twist in her spine, and she's albino. Her nose is extended, and she's completely blind. And I took a bunch of pictures of her. I thought she was amazing, amazing that she got that big. And I was talked to one of the workers, and he said, yeah, they found it in the bottom of the nest, and they hand feed her. They care for her. And I posted a picture of it on Facebook, and one of my Facebook friends says, "Oh my God, that's sickening." I was like, "Wait, what?" I said, "No, it's not sickening. It's a miracle. It's a miracle that this turtle lived past the egg. It's a miracle that it's grown and it's being fed." And so I made her into a saint. I put a little halo on her head. I named her after Helen Keller. I named her Santa Elena del Mar, Saint Helen of the Sea. And I'm really, really happy with the piece. And I presented it to them electronically to the director of the Mexican National Turtle Center, where it's housed. And now they're calling it Helena.
Oh.
So, I named the turtle.
That's
And
awesome.
I made the piece, I had the piece printed on glass. So it's stunning. I would have to go in the other room to show you, but I'm really, really happy with it. It's going to look really nice on the wall. And I had two versions made, the Spanish version and the English version. And I wrote the Spanish version, but I had a little help from the head of the Spanish department at my college, helped, clean it up a little bit. And I used one of my students as like a hand model. And so I had a lot of fun with it. And I guess now you want to see it, right?
Well, you showed me at the conference, and it just really stuck with me. It's a beautiful piece, and the wording that you have on there is incredible. I just love it.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I made a couple posters to bring down to Mexico with me. So I got a big one,
Oh,
a smaller
cool.
one to present to them. And so I'm really happy about that. And whatever proceeds they can do from selling the posters, it's fine with me. So I gave them the rights to it, and anything that I can do to help. And that's kind of where I'm at. I think that my career as an educator has helped me to be able to speak, to be able to write, to present, to be organized, to gather information and present it. I'm good at gathering a bunch of information and presenting it to college freshmen and sophomores so that they understand. So that's kind of how my books are. In the Turtle Lovers Guidebooks, I have only 80-word descriptions, so I keep my words to a minimum. I like to be parsimonious in my descriptions. I think the only real creative writing that I do in my books is the captions of the photos. I can have a little fun with that, or maybe there's a tidbit of information that I can throw in the caption. So that's the creative challenge, is writing a good caption.
It's a really enjoyable read. I didn't think the way that it was laid out that I would sit down and read it cover to cover, but I 100% did. It's really well written, and it's entertaining as well as being informational. So I want to say again, if you do not have this book, here, I'm going to put it here so that it doesn't gray out. This is a great Christmas present. It's a fantastic book. there were even places close to me in my state that I had never been to that I wasn't aware of that you found. So highly recommend this.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it definitely gives you those hidden gems for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
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 And I
So
love that
we're
you
trying to,
call out like what species you can see. Like it's really cool because a lot of times you go and you're like, I have no idea. I hope they have a turtle or something there. And now you can look and see.
yeah, well, in the beginning of the book, I kind of wrote the caveat that, things change sometimes and
Yeah.
they rotate things out and sometimes they're not feeling well or whatever. So, that's generally turtles that I've seen that I can acknowledge that are there. I might not get a great shot of everything, but at least I can list everything. And I think that was a good aspect of that book. And so we're just looking to promote turtle conservation. We will spend the rest of our life doing that. And I want to kind of paraphrase from my friend Ty Park, who's quoted his dad, that your life is in thirds. The first third of your life, you learn as much as you can. The second third of your life, you work as hard as you can. And the last third of your life, you give it all away. So we're kind of at that where we want to be generous and we want our work to mean something. We're, you know, I don't really collect a lot of things. I used to. I collect papers to do artwork, basically. So we're just kind of looking to be that generous with what we can do, and again, promote all those things. I want to include the Clemani program in my book. I want to include all of that stuff because it's important. And we're not looking to make a bunch of money either. We did good in our respective professions, and we're going to be retired, and we'll keep doing it. We'll just do this work.
So with all of your travel, are you still going to have time for doing your art as well?
Yeah, I mean, I do my art all the time. If I don't
Okay.
do it, I feel, I don't feel good if I'm not working on something all the time. And like I said, the weekend after Thanksgiving is devoted to doing my Christmas card. By Sunday night, I had 100 printed out already, so I made the card.
Wow.
And
I
now
haven't even started mine yet. I'm saying today, I'm like, oh, I got to get that thing out.
today,
Yeah,
Started
and
it.
for most people, Christmas cards is you slap a couple of photos from the past year. It's not this beautiful work of art like Tony's.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
well, there was a lot of cutting involved in this one, so it was a lot of work, but I came out okay. I sent out
Nice.
20 internationals today, so I'll probably wait a little bit to.
I hope I get one. We'll see.
Well, you're on my list. You got one. You get them.
I do get them every year, actually.
I have your address. Wendy, give me your address
Yeah.
later on. I'll send you a card as well.
So, Tony, I have to ask, this one's a personal one. I know you went to Puerto Vallarta and you got a chance to see the little Puerto Vallarta mud turtle. Seriously, show me on your hand how small this turtle species is.
Oh yeah, it's this big.
Jeez, that's crazy.
It was in Guadalajara Zoo.
Okay, I knew you saw it.
Yeah, Maria Martinez, who's the herpetology director down there. She took us on a tour. We actually went on a day the zoo was closed, so they took us in, and we got to ride around on a golf cart. That's always fun in the zoo, and showed us all their turtles. But that was the first place they took us, and I was just like, my heart was beating, when they pulled those things out. And we had run into our taxi guy, whose name is Antonio, and we got to know this guy very well. And halfway to the zoo, he was like, well, you want me to take you to your hotel first? No, we have a tour, and we kind of explained what we're doing. And he said, well, how long are you going to be? I was like an hour, maybe two. He's like, can I come? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'll be your assistant. I was like, yeah, sure. So for us, that was great because this way our luggage was in the taxi and he came with us and he did some translating and talking and direct. Oh, get that turtle, bring it outside. Let's take some photos in the grass and all that stuff. So I like to find out the names of turtles wherever I go. A lot of people don't have names for turtles, but I said, these little guys have names? They showed us a male and a female fire to mud turtle. I said, they have names? No, we don't have names. So and then I was like, hey, Tony and Joni, name them Tony.
There you go.
Okay, we'll name them Tony and Joni. So
That's
Nice.
perfect.
yeah, and then Tony and Joni had a baby.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Look at that.
yeah.
Look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah, all my turtles and tortoises have names. I have to have something to like yell at them if I need to, right?
I definitely have multiple ones that have names. All my regular sliders have names, actually. But there's a good chunk of them that don't.
Show me a turtle book that has names of turtles in the book, besides mine.
Yeah.
I bet you there is no turtles that have a lot of different names, like Mr. Pickles in Houston.
That's the best thing about turtles and tortoises is you can name them stupid names and they don't care.
Yeah, but it also builds. It just it's a connection. Like, come on, who
It
does
is.
not want to meet Mr. Pickle? Like,
Yeah.
that's just like, hey, you read the book and you go to that zoo and you're like, hey, where's Mr. Pickle? I want to find. That's awesome. So,
Right.
Yeah, and I have Mommy in my book from Philadelphia Zoo, and I had Mommy featured. It is a picture of Mommy. She was 97 or something.
Oof.
The year after, she had a bunch of babies. So Mommy became a mommy.
that took a lot, right?
98, 99 years old.
Yeah.
So it's in the book. Yeah. So it personalizes it too.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I want to go see Mr. Pickles.
I know the Aldabra at our zoo is Goober.
Goober.
Goober. Yes.
I was just at Riverside. I think almost every one of their animals has a name, actually. Yeah.
That's great.
I do. I think I know their big tortoises do. They have a galop named Tank on display, which, by the way, was so cool seeing today. Yeah, but they're. I'm pretty sure almost every one of their animals has names. So
that's good.
Yeah.
For the reader and the visitor, that's even more special. If it's a kid, oh, I want to see this one, I want to see that one. So
yeah,
it adds a layer to what I'm doing. It's not. I'm never going to write a scientific book. I want to write general stuff that reaches out to the kid that sleeps with it, and at night. I want more of that.
So where can people find you, Tony?
You can find me at CarapaceDesigns.com. That's my art and design website. I'm on Facebook as well. I guess I'm on Instagram. So I post pretty, maybe twice a week on Facebook. I started a new post on Fridays called Friday Finger Baby, and it's just little ones in hand. I went through my photos. I found about 600 of them, so I'm good to go for about 12 years of Friday Finger Babies.
And
that's great. I love them. Yeah, I've been really enjoying those.
Why am I not seeing that?
I'm on my fifth one today.
Oh, I gotta.
It's the stupid algorithm. You just have to go find them and then like them, and then you'll see them.
Yeah. And I have to write them down because I want to forget. Okay, I want to kind of make sure I don't do the same, same species 2 weeks in a row or something.
God, you must have what you said. You had over 600 of them. I can't imagine. You've been photographing these things for a while now. Yeah.
I've been meticulous with filing my photos. And when I go to a site, I'll take about 400 photos, and then I'll go through all my photos. And first round, I'll delete all the blurries, and the second round, I'll start putting the best ofs in a folder. And so then I just run from my best of folders. And I only count the best ofs when I count. And I have over 25,000 quality shots from about 197 species.
That's
That's
crazy.
And they're
amazing.
organized. And I've got a folder for babies, a folder for yawns, a folder for mating. So if you need something, I can pull it up pretty quickly.
There you
I will
go,
keep
Wendy.
that in
The next
mind
time
for
you
the
need a turtle
podcast.
tea,
Yes. Because
now that I think about it, there's the right person.
yeah, I recently was like, Mark, I need an Egyptian. You got to get me like 3/4 view.
I've got like a dozen photos in Anthony and Russ's book. So
Oh,
I'm
that's
really, really
fantastic.
happy about that.
Well, I
I
might
got a
be.
couple in that book too. Yeah, it's and that book's amazing too. Wow.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is. Yeah.
fabulous. Yeah, it's the thrill.
So, Tony, where can they get your book?
It's on Amazon. Yeah.
Okay.
If you go through my website, and contact me and personally, I can get it to you for a little cheaper than Amazon. Um, so there's that, and people reach out and ask me about that. I think somebody wants some artwork today. Sent an email, so we're putting that together. And
Phil wants to know if you.
Yeah. I love the spotted turtle. It's just, I grew up with that. It's such a special little animal. And I think they're just beautiful. They're small. And on the other end of the spectrum, I love the leatherback sea turtle. I think the giant one. I spent some time in Trinidad, and it's pretty funny. I was there in April of 2019. I was teaching a course down there, and I went to see the nesting of the leatherbacks. And you had to purchase a license. You had to hire a guide. You had to be in a group. There's a lot of rules and regulations. So the whole group went on you can only use a red light. And so we watched the nesting. It was fabulous. And so I was like, well, what about the babies? It's like, oh, come back in August. And okay, so I came back in August with my daughter, and it was just her and I on the beach. No license, no guide, no anything. It was just her and I fighting off the vultures, helping the turtles in the water. Like, it was just amazing. So, and those things are pretty big for babies. They're the biggest reptile babies.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I've seen loggerheads hatch, but never seen leatherback. That's really cool.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see some down in Mexico when we go down in January, because they nest on that beach too. But I think mostly we'll probably see Pacific olive ridleys.
Mhm.
And they got some small green turtle population there as well. They call the black in the Pacific black turtle. So we'll see. We'll see. There's a couple small holes in the wall that we'll visit down there. We'll piece it together. I'm also trying to photograph as many species as I can.
Is there a species you are looking to photograph that you're most excited that's in the near future?
Yeah, I think those little padlopers, those little speckled Cape tortoises from South Africa, those little minis. Apparently there are several places in Europe that have them. The dwarf tortoises and stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of those. Looking forward to going down to South Africa too and seeing them there. But those I like to see. The parrot-beak tortoise. All those little tortoises from South Africa are really appealing to me. Like little minis,
Yeah.
I mean, Mark, you've got Egyptians, so they're pretty small too. That's kind of cool having little mini tortoise.
Yeah, I don't, they're not as small as those guys though. Those guys seem like they sound to be tiny. So
I don't think there's any of those in the United States.
there are a couple people that have parabeaks.
Not many,
actually.
but there are some. Yeah.
I know that Michael Ogle was trying to get one in Knoxville Zoo at one point, and I don't think it didn't come through. It was held in customs somewhere in Europe. It was during COVID too, so that didn't happen.
The
Yeah.
Turtle Conservatory has actually bred them.
Really?
Yep.
In
Yeah, I'm
Baylor?
100% positive the Turtle Conservatory has. Yeah, if you go back and look at a couple YouTube videos on them, I know they had one hatch, and I don't know if it was intentional.
I've seen an angulate tortoise there. That's the only thing.
That's a species I want to see as an adult. That species just
yeah.
I don't know, it just looks beautiful to me.
They have those at the Turtle Conservancy and Baylor Center. Yeah, those are nice. Those are cool. It's a whole bunch of stuff I haven't seen.
Yeah, like the African tent tortoises. Those look absolutely beautiful. I don't even know if anyone in the U.S. has one of those, but that'd be a cool species to see while you're out there.
And any the Badager Basker, looking for that. I think that Honolulu Zoo had what they call Badager Basker, but I think that it turned out to be an affinis. Like they have split the species into two.
Do you have you noticed when you've gone to zoos that animals are definitely labeled wrong? It doesn't happen all the time, but I'm sure there's a couple.
Yeah, yes, either labels are incorrect or there's a label for a turtle that died a couple years ago.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I was looking all over San Diego Zoo for this Malayan snail-eating turtle, and oh man, that thing died a couple years ago. But the sign is up. Again, where are you going to find that? I've seen them in Thailand. I've never seen them here. Those are really cool looking turtles. Those are really cool turtles. There was in Gladys Porter Zoo in Brownsville, Texas, which is another really great zoo. They had snake neck, and the sign said oblong snake neck. I was like, whoa, oblong snake neck. But it wasn't. I emailed Chris Hagan from the TSA, and he's an expert. He wrote all this stuff saying, no, there's no oblong snake necks, and it's just a rugosa. And he explained, and he gave me documentation and all that stuff. So I was like, thank you, because that was a challenge. Labeling correct species is a challenge. If you want to publish something, you want to publish proper information. So another one that was really interesting was the Henry Dorley Zoo of Omaha, Nebraska. I actually went there 3 times. There's a fabulous turtle zoo. They've got like 40 species. And unfortunately, most of the species is in what's called the Kingdoms of the Night, which is below the desert dome. And it's dark. It's on a reverse clock. So when you go through it, it's dark. You're going through these walkways and stuff, and there's all the animals, but for them, it's nighttime. You can't see them. And the 3rd time I went through, I got to this one point where it was called a swamp, and the lights were on. I was like, oh, wow, this is awesome. Lights are on. And they had this white turtle that was like, wait, what is that? And just no idea what it was. And turned out to be a half Alabama map turtle, half Diamondback terrapin.
Oh, a hybrid.
Oh, like a hybrid.
The guy's like, yeah, we don't like to advertise it in my book. It's in the book.
Did you get a good photo of that one?
Yeah, it's in the book. A great photo of it. And I said, what happened? But I mean, is this a special day on certain days? You turn and say, oh no, the switch broke. So to my fortune,
So you just got lucky.
yeah, and they had a whole bunch of great stuff there. They had Madagascar big-headed turtles, they had all kinds of stuff. They had giant Asian pond turtles, grandis, a
That
whole
thing
bunch
is
of stuff, a lot of Asian stuff. And
nice.
in the middle of it was these two freaky turtles with, white ear turtles, white heads and stuff. So that was kind of fun to see.
Nice.
Well, we're over an hour, so we should probably look at wrapping up. Is there anything that we missed that you wanted to touch on tonight?
No, it's a pleasure to be here. I am full in on doing all of my pursuits towards turtles. I do have one more education article coming out, and I think next week. And I told my boss, "Okay, I'm good. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm still writing and I'm still publishing, but it's in turtle conservation and that. So I'm gonna be full on with this, and of course, when we retire, we'll have more time to do the traveling and the information gathering and artwork and all the stuff that we dream of doing when we retire."
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was a
My
pleasure
pleasure.
talking to you.
Thank you.
Can I do a couple call outs? One, the New York Turtle Society is having their upcoming meeting. It is 12/13. Will you be there, Tony?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So 12/13, New York is having their Connecticut Turtle meeting. And then I would also like to point out Wendy has her third episode of Turtle Tea with Wendy, and it's featuring the Egyptian tortoise. So everyone loves an Egyptian. Take a look and check it out, please. And I think I would like to thank everyone that went to the TTPG conference. It was an amazing conference this year. I had a very good time meeting new people, and it is a great place to network and meet really great people that want to work for the community too. So,
oh, and you reminded me too. If you went to the conference, you should have gotten an email from me with a survey. So I'm going to be collating responses very soon. If you haven't filled it out and you have something to say about the conference, please go ahead and fill out that survey for me.
I think it was the best one that I've been to. It really was amazing.
I think those were my two call outs I wanted to call out. So please check out Turtle Tea, New York Turtle Society, and get Tony's book. And stay tuned for his art show, which I will have to go to the city, which I haven't done in a while.
And thanks to everyone in the audience for joining us tonight. We appreciate having you here with us.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Happy Turtle.